What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's Pete Nova from the Face Off Sports Network. I am here giving out my week 4 defensive streamers to target to help you win your fantasy football matchups in week 4. We've been pretty successful this season. In the first 3 weeks, we've given out our favorite defense, and they've hit every single week. They've all finished in the top 6. Last week, it was the Packers who finished first on the week. In week 2, we gave out the Chargers, who finished 6th on the week. And in week 1, we gave out the Saints, who finished 4th on the week. All of these defenses going into the week were actually 20% owned or less. And so we are looking to continue this streak of, picking good defenses for you guys to help you win your matchups. And so we're just going to kind of get right into it here. The first defense that I am going to prioritize is going to be the Houston Texans. This is my favorite defense to stream on the week. They're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a defense that, they are 32% owned across fantasy formats. We get two things here, which, if you've watched this video on a weekly basis, we're looking at home teams and low implied totals per Vegas. This is a home team in the Texans, so we get that. And then we also get the low implied points total. This Jaguars offense, Vegas has them projected at 19.5 points on the game. That is below league average. League average is 21.5 points per game. And so, this Texans offense projected 25.5. I do expect, the Jaguars to maybe be playing from behind. This is a Jaguars offense, Trevor Lawrence and them, they just lost pretty badly to the Bills on Monday Night Football. They just really haven't been able to seem to get things going. And I don't really expect them to, get that going this week in week 4. They are 5th highest in terms of sack percentage allowed in the NFL. They're 12th in pressures allowed per game. And, the Texans, this defense is extremely talented. They sacked Sam Darnold 4 times in week 3. They also forced a fumble. That game didn't really go their way. The offense kind of, just a lot of mistakes. And so it really affected the defense. But overall, this has been a really solid defense this year. They're first in pressure rate this season, the Texans. So they are going against the 12th worst offense when it comes to pressure rate allowed to the quarterback position. And they're the number 1 defense in the NFL when it comes to creating and generating pressure. And so this Jaguars offense, let's talk about them. 27th in the NFL for yards per game. Texans are 4th in the NFL in yards given up per game. So I don't expect these things. It's a really good matchup for this Texans defense. They match up extremely well for the things that they do well and the things that the Jaguars do not do well. And one more stat for you, this Texans defense is also 5th in yards per play allowed, kind of goes hand in hand with the last statistic. But overall, I do expect this Texans defense to come out flying and just trying to wreak havoc on Trevor Lawrence, who has been pretty bad under pressure this season. And so that's going to be our play of the week. It's my favorite defense to stream. And, the second defense here is going to be the Chicago Bears taking on the LA Rams. 27% ownership across fantasy formats, the Chicago Bears. And this would be the second defense that I would pivot to if I don't get the Texans. We get the home team, and we do get low implied point total. 41 points are implied on the game, and the Rams are projected 19.5 points, just like the Jaguars were in our last game. This Bears defense is better than some expected them to be. They have a really good secondary. In terms of EPA, they're 3rd in EPA this season. The Bears also rank 12th in pressure rate, and the Rams are 13th in pressures allowed. So it's a good matchup there. No Puka, no Cooper Kupp, and a banged up offensive line. There's still no Jonah Jackson. Their depth has been banged up pretty badly. And it's really just a hodgepodge of receivers right now: Demarcus Robinson, Whittington, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Johnson. You have Kobe Parkinson, Kyron Williams at the running back, who hasn't been extremely efficient, but he's found the end zone. So I kind of like this Bears matchup here. 27% owned across fantasy formats. I do think they're a nice pivot to a second defense if you miss out on the Texans. So I would target them as my second priority. And then shifting over to the third defense, and this is the deepest defense, defensive play that I'm going to give for deep formats. It's going to be the Titans, which is a little surprising. A lot of consensus is on the Miami Dolphins defense to stream this week, but I'm going to go with the Titans as a deep play here. Only 7% owned across fantasy formats. This is an away team, so we don't get the home team play here, but it is a low implied point total, 37 points, which is the lowest total for the week out of all the football games that are going to be played. And Miami is projected to score only 18.5 points this week. Now, we could get Tyler Huntley. We're not really sure who the quarterback is going to be, but I do expect the offense to be a little better if it's not Skylar Thompson or Tim Boyle. Right now, it appears it's Tim Boyle, and then Huntley hasn't been ruled out as possibly being the starter. But this Miami team, they're 12th in sack rate. So we're talking sack rate, not pressure rate on this one. And, sack rate wise, 12th in the NFL. Titans defense is a better defense than people expected. They played the New York Jets pretty tough week 2. They played the Bears extremely tough on the road week 1, only giving up 95 yards, 95 yards to Caleb Williams. So that secondary is pretty good. And I expect them to play this Dolphins team tough. I think it's going to be a sloppy game, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes. But Titans, 5th in yards allowed per game this season. So, they've been pretty stingy. The defense is not the issue here. It's been the offense for the Titans. And so, I definitely like them in this matchup. If Tim Boyle gets the start, he's been pretty putrid. He was bad in college. He's been bad in the NFL every opportunity he's gotten. He's got a 4 touchdown to 12 interceptions ratio in the NFL games that he's played in, and it's just been tough sledding for him. He's not a great quarterback. I think Huntley would provide more for this team if he plays. Probably less mistakes, but also I don't expect there to be a ton of yards given up. So that's going to be my deep play of the week. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. If you follow me on Twitter, continue to let me know how your team did this week. If I was able to help you out in your matchup. Appreciate all the support that we've gotten over the last 3 weeks. It really is appreciated. And if you have questions, reach out to me at Supernova38 on Twitter, or also you could leave questions on this video below once you're done watching it, whether it's, hey, you missed out on some of these defensive streamers that we talked about today. Is there anybody else I could, maybe provide? Just give as much context as you can, and I'll help you out as best as I can to help you win your matchup this week. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Hit me up on X, hit us up in the comments, join our live shows. We go live 5 days a week now, 4 days a week. We go live at 6 o'clock Eastern time. And then on Wednesdays, our second crew goes live at 8:30 Eastern time as well. So check us out there, but it's been fun, and I'll see you guys next time.